Hi, I'm Jenn Rice, and I wanted to pop on YouTube and stream a masterclass. I actually decided to do, you know, 4 different masterclasses. Let me just see if we can. Okay, this way it's not distracting because I definitely don't want to hear myself. But with this program, I am recording for Love Your Gut Club, which is a membership for people that want to heal and optimize their gut health. And my background is that I was a allopathic trained, I still am an allopathic trained physician assistant that practices dermatology. And I found functional medicine as a patient first. And so with functional medicine, I was able to really completely changed my health. I had heartburn that was just ridiculous and kept me up at night. I had weight gain, I had fatigue, I was aging very poorly. And 4 years ago, when I found functional medicine, I decided this was exactly what I needed, and I wanted to help other people as well. And so I became fellowship trained, and now I help people with gut health. And I also have a 12-week program that I'm launching that is focused on the functionally fit solution. And with this 12-week program, I am helping people to really take their entire health and shift it using this integrative and holistic approach with anti-aging medicine. And I'm just super excited about it. But I thought I would come on live and stream this. I'm going to hit the record button so I can record it, and we'll go from there. Hello and welcome to the Love Your Gut Club Masterclass for February. This is February 2022. I'm Jenn Rice, and I'm just really excited to present these 4 hours of gut healing. And I know last month we did the remove, which was the first step in healing your gut. So remove, you can definitely go back to that masterclass. It was very all-encompassing. Today, though, we're talking about the second R of gut health, and that one is replace. So the 4 R's to gut health: remove, there's repair, there's reinoculate, and today we are doing the replace. And how do you actually replace and help your gut heal? You can use gut healing foods, dietary supplements. You want to discover or uncover any food intolerances that you may have that may be keeping you from healing, and then potentially using something like bile acids. Gut healing foods would be things like herbs and spices, extra virgin olive oil, high fiber foods, vegetables, fruit, nuts, really plant-based foods, and mushrooms. Mushrooms are very healing. Getting familiar with and beginning to cook with mushrooms, using mushrooms. There's some teas that have mushrooms in it, as well as these kind of healing coffees that contain mushroom also can be very good for you. And adding things like omega-3 fatty acids, trying to get that more so in fish like salmon, is a really great idea. You don't want to get caught too much with just focusing on dietary supplements, because sort of in a vacuum with just using dietary supplements and not focusing on diet, you're not really doing yourself any favors. So dietary supplements can be used, though, to support digestive function. These would be things like extra magnesium, if you're not already taking a magnesium supplement, vitamins A, C, vitamin D3, zinc. These kind of essential vitamins can be really helpful for the digestion and absorption of our nutrients. And often adding in things like digestive enzymes can be helpful too. And we'll get to that in a minute. Food intolerances, uncovering sensitivities. We did a masterclass on this if you want to look back. And I believe it was 3 months ago. It was on the elimination diet, uncovering hidden food sensitivities. I'm also working on a 21-day elimination diet companion because that's how long the elimination diet was that most prescribers recommend. It was the one that I was recommended. It changed literally my entire health. I had no idea I was sensitive to some of the things I was sensitive to. So I highly recommend an elimination diet if you're really not sure if you might have hidden food sensitivities. And then bile acids, those are used to treat conditions of the liver, gallbladder, and bile duct. It's often good to, work with a practitioner on if you would to need something like bile acids and just not to randomly take them. Let's talk just a little bit about IBS and what's going on there. Because IBS it's an umbrella term that's covering many issues that can be going on. And if you have alternating bouts of diarrhea and constipation, if you've already been diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome, which means that there's nothing really maybe seriously wrong, but you would like to feel better and stop having these rushing to the bathroom, not able to go to the bathroom. These can be really disruptive. And with proper questioning to your primary care doctor or your GI doctor and making sure you're getting a good abdominal scan. Maybe there's certain testing you've already been through, CT scans, ultrasounds, certainly manual exams of the abdomen. They can determine your underlying cause of irritable bowel syndrome. But if you've already done all that, which a lot of people have by the time they reach functional medicine, then it's time to really work on healing and you're not stuck just being with the symptoms that you have. Let's talk really briefly about physiology and the lining of your gut and what's there. So the enterocytes are the thin layer that line our entire gut. So it's a very thin layer of cells and they line the gut. And then there are these tight junctions that connect these cells together and form, a tight barrier. But over time, by things like medications, illnesses, stress, and imbalance in the bacteria, so maybe too much of this, not enough of that, irritating foods, food sensitivities, you can have this sort of damaging effect, which creates holes in the tight junctions, which in allopathic medicine is called increased intestinal permeability. And in functional medicine or in integrative medicine, they sometimes refer to this as leaky gut. I'll refer to it as increased intestinal permeability because I think that that's a scientific way, I guess, to make sure we're staying along the path where we're not just saying it's either this or that, but we're using a combined approach to healing, which is the best of allopathic medicine, the best of functional and integrative medicine, bringing them together so that we can get the results that we're looking for in our health. And this ongoing damage to the cells, the tight junctions, actually the layer of cells, it results in you're not able to properly absorb, and you can have things leaking out into the system, which creates this inflammation, and other systemic symptoms can arise from this. What exactly are the symptoms of having increased intestinal permeability? I didn't know I had anything wrong with my intestines. I mean, I definitely had heartburn and I definitely had some IBS symptoms, but I kind of thought that was just modern life, maybe hormone changes, definitely stress, but I didn't really realize this was something I had any control over that I could actually heal until I did. And so I want to help you be able to do the same with this repair aspect of the 4 R's of gut healing. So if you're experiencing the IBS symptoms, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, probably even acne, you could put in there, any kind of chronic skin rash, autoimmune conditions, if you have a thyroid problem or diabetes or MS, definitely Lyme, all of these kind of autoimmune conditions, you probably have increased intestinal permeability, seasonal allergies, chronic fatigue, joint pain, joint issues in general, muscle aches more often than you'd like, anxiety or depression, or if you've been diagnosed with a candida or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, then probably your gut is not in optimal shape. So we want to get our gut healthy, get our gut balanced. And part of that was done initially with our Remove Masterclass. And now we are going on to step 2 with repair. Proton pump inhibitors are something that's often prescribed in a lot of doctors' offices. There are many, many patients on proton pump inhibitors, which are things like omeprazole. I believe Prilosec's on there. Nexium used to be a big one. They're like a multi-million-dollar sales pharmaceutical that has been around for years because of the standard American diet. And if you don't live in America and you're watching this and you've taken one of these, it's likely due to a diet that is not rich in diverse foods and nutrients. And that's where we end up needing things like medications to relieve symptoms of heartburn, upset stomach, and gas and bloating. And really, instead of being too little, it's actually too little stomach acid and not too much stomach acid. What I was really surprised to find personally was that my stomach acid, even though I was having so much heartburn, which you think, oh, I must have so much acid in my stomach, it's actually too little. And the stomach acid isn't performing the way it should. And this is where digestive enzymes and supplementation can be really helpful. Some people will end up on like a supplement of hydrochloric acid, which can be done with a challenge with a practitioner. So basically you can do these challenges where you're taking a supplement and taking it till you experience some kind of discomfort, and then you know that that's what you need to be taking with foods. And what can happen is that your food, when it gets to the stomach, is not being digested properly, and therefore it is causing these reflux and these symptoms that you're having of gas, bloating, burping, all of that. And part of Replace has to do with doing simple food hacks. We want to try to get off medication, so definitely work with your provider that wrote you the medication. And if you just grabbed it off the shelf, you may want to dive in deeper to how you can remove these proton pump inhibitors from your regimen as soon as possible, because they're not good for us to take long term. But you may be thinking, well, that's fine, except I need some kind of safety net. What's that going to be? Well, here's your safety net. Here's your life vest. It will come in the form of warm water with lemon or apple cider vinegar in small amounts with water, and plus or minus maybe a digestive enzyme. So if your gut is feeling completely out of whack, meaning you're experiencing on a regular basis heartburn, upset stomach, and you've been to the doctor and there's nothing serious wrong with you, they've placed you on maybe a heartburn medication, you can begin to do things like drink warm water with lemon in the morning before you have any food, or have something like apple cider vinegar in small amounts with water or hot water. I preferred in the morning until you feel like things are much better. So I probably did this for over a year or more, maybe even 2 years. And if my, because gut healing is it's an ongoing process, an ongoing journey. It doesn't just heal and go away overnight. You may need to revisit starting something like these, warm water with lemon or the apple cider vinegar, right? Because nothing lasts. This healing is ongoing, although you can reach plateaus or, improvements. Stress happens, new medications can happen, illnesses can happen, and then you do have to start back with the healing. Digestive enzymes. Why do we even want to do something with digestive enzymes? Well, there are lipases, proteases, and amylases. And these enzymes do a variety of different things. Some break down fats, some break down proteins, and some break down carbohydrates. And to better absorb these nutrients, which is the whole point of eating, right, is to absorb nutrients from food and provide energy, preferably clean energy, not junk energy, but using a diet rich in whole, mostly plant-based foods that can get these nutrients into your body and assimilate them properly so that you're getting the most out of the foods that you're eating, and then you feel much better. One thing we definitely want to look at is increased stress levels and how stress levels in general just affect our healing and this repair. So don't just focus on repair mechanically. So we're thinking, I'm only going to repair and use foods and not focus on my stress levels. It's sort of a halfway approach. When we work on our stress, we can help to repair our gut flora, because we know that increased stress decreases our immune function, and it does lead to conditions like candida and SIBO, and worsens IBS and worsens all illnesses and chronic conditions. We want to use relaxation techniques like deep breathing, exercise, prayer, or meditation. So when we're doing this repair portion of the 4 hours of gut healing, don't overlook the importance of monitoring stress levels and putting into your week, ideally your day, ideally multiple times a day, at least 5 minutes here and there of reducing stress by way of deep breathing, even just mild exercise. So taking a brief walk, maybe standing up in your office and, just getting up from your chair, moving around a little bit, come back, do some stretches. That is going to be key. What not to do when you're repairing your gut. We don't want you to just be eating all raw veggies. That can be super hard on your gut, especially if you're struggling with bloating, gas, irritable bowel symptoms. Raw vegetables do not digest well. Definitely steaming vegetables, cooking them, baking them is fine. You don't want to overcook your food, but definitely cooking it can really help. And don't assume supplements cancel your diet. So this is just to reiterate, just taking digestive enzymes, maybe taking some kind of gut healing powder, it doesn't cancel out a bad diet. So you need to work on the diet along with the supplementation, and don't focus solely on removing foods. You want to make sure you're eating a nice, healthy variety of foods, staying within, that sort of plant-based, largely whole foods plan, where you're not eating any processed foods. You're eating things that look like they do in nature for the most part, and with limited packaging, limited processing. If you do eat anything that's processed, and Mediterranean diet or following just a plant-based diet can be key. And it's important to prioritize these good nutrients so that the gut can repair itself. So we're thinking about, and we'll talk more about this in the future segments of the 4 R's of gut healing. So next month and the month after, we're really diving into sort of these longer term maintenance strategies and how to keep things good. So how do we repair the damaged gut lining? We're using the unprocessed diet. We're giving our body time to rest, like I just mentioned, with the stress and breathing and exercise. And then we want to begin providing it with substances that we know can heal the gut. We talked about the hot water, kind of recapping all this. So hot water with lemon. We want to make sure that if we are supplementing, we're doing the omega-3 fatty acids, the zinc, antioxidants like vitamin A, C, E. Quercetin is a good one, especially if you're someone with seasonal allergies. Looking into quercetin orally is a great option for a supplement. And aloe vera, you can even take this in a liquid form, very healing for the gut, as well as turmeric. There is a powder of IgG, which I took for quite a while, which was very helpful for, if you're sensitive to egg, you have to be a little careful with these. There are some plant-based ones, but this is one that you might want to work with someone who, like a naturopathic doctor or a functional medicine practitioner, to really dive into that part of things. So a pro tip about repair, as we're kind of closing this up: medicinal herbs, ginger tea. You can do, there's so many great teas on the market now. Bitters, bitter greens, beets, beet tops, and other foods may help a lot by promoting the body's ability to produce digestive substances naturally. And I've gotten a lot more into this over time, and it makes a big difference by using things like ginger. Even if you're drinking ginger beer for just a variety of a non-alcoholic option, the beets are so healing. There's so many, there's pickled beets, there's all these sort of cool things out on the market. I actually got a beet sauerkraut the other day at the grocery store, and it's so nice to top on, maybe fresh tacos or putting on salads, just giving you a little bit of variety, but it's also thinking like this food is medicine. And I think that's key. So I do have the Functionally Fit solution is launching this month and will kick off March 1st. I am excited to offer this 12-week program to our Love Your Gut Club members and to people that are looking for a lasting transformation when it comes to using integrative and holistic approach to not only healing, but aging and what your future self looks like, what your future health looks like. If you're someone who's been struggling with sort of chronic medical conditions kind of sneaking up, I know that in the past I've worked with clients that maybe all of a sudden it seemed like they were on cholesterol medicine, blood pressure medicine, pre-diabetic, going on hormones. They were like, what in the heck happened? It's like their mid 40s, late 40s, early 50s kind of hit them like a truck. Maybe you've also been struggling with a chronic autoimmune condition like Lyme or MS, and you feel like you just want to do that extra push for, like a whole holistic approach for mind, body, and overall health, and just really not do it on your own, have that support. And I think that this program can make a big difference for a lot of people. I'm going to